Hi there, it's me again, Mr. Midshipman, and I wanted to show you my first motorcycle I got. I was a little bit story to that. First thing I was looking for is a Hyosung 250 GT. And when I started to read the specs, not only that, they're hard to find, so parts are hard to find. You have to add all this together to come up with the ultimate bike. And then I looked at the Suzuki GSX R600, which is like the #1 bike in the world. In fact, Suzuki sells more of these GSXRs than any of their other bikes. It's just the most popular, so the parts are just all over the place. So that's why you'd want to get that. And here it is. So, this actually weighs less than the Hyosung 250 GT. Even though I argued with that guy, it does. So, the #1 reason is, look at that. It fits in my 6-foot bed of my Toyota Tacoma, and I can close the tailgate, and it's really safe, and it locks right in there, see? So, yep. So, basically, what I wanted to tell you is, the Hyosung GT 250 is $4,300, and I got this for $3,000. So basically $1,300 less. So right there's enough. That's two big reasons why. Now it's a 2006. So I wanted to let you know the first things you want to do is subscribe to Sports Rider magazine right away. It's the first thing you want to do. And then also this guy here was stationed up in Alaska, see? I don't know if you can see that, but see, Fairbanks, Alaska. So he can't really ride a bike. That's why he sold it. His brother sold it for him, his little brother, which was basically wrecking the thing. So here's why I got it. See, there goes the... I don't know if you can see that. Here, let me get my knife out. So you can see right there. I believe you can. That says 7,500 miles, 7,550 miles, right? So this bike was not maintained. It's completely stock. It was one of those. So you got to learn that stuff, and I'll show you how. It's pretty simple. Just by looking at the bike, you'll be able to tell. Most people can, except you youngsters. You don't know yet, but yeah, you can tell when somebody's not taking care of something. And with that low mileage, that's one of the keys. So right there's another reason why I bought it. Now, alright, I have to stop because of the wind. You know, we just had that typhoon that's coming out of the Philippines or something, and a really bad rainstorm. So bear with me. As you can see, this is the stock exhaust, and see down there is the muffler. See, it's almost like a car muffler. So that's why they replaced that. Yep, you replace that, and then you put a new air cleaner on it, and you should get 10% horsepower gain from what I always seen. Alright, and as far as painting these wheels, the one guy, well, let's go over, stay on the side here, alright? See, this is that magnet that I got, right? So you know that's aluminum. This is aluminum. And also, the swing arm is aluminum. It's all aluminum. Stainless steel doesn't stick to a magnet. But see, that does. Also, see that? You can get rubber plugs, the whole set. Plug this right up with a rubber boot plug, and this plug that up. You can plug these two up. And on the other side too, a couple of these holes, you can plug them right up with a rubber boot. It looks a little nicer, I think. So I got it, $8 for the whole set. What the heck? But you can see why he had it so cheap at first. But that's not the story yet. See, this is what the guy stationed in Alaska did. See, and then he wrecked this right here, which wasn't so bad. But like I said, parts are so available, you can just buy a used one like I did right here. See? You can also get one with a clear clutch cover, but then it doesn't have this bolt because it's clear. And you can also, and this is a bolt too, And what I'm saying is you can't take these bolts out, look at it, and they also have a carbon fiber one, which I think is basically just this with carbon fiber over top of it because the holes are covered too. So the stock one is better. Also, I'm replacing the clutch because I got it so cheap. This bike, I've seen them on Craigslist. I mean, I've been looking a while. They run up to like over almost $6,000 for one with like 20,000 miles. So this thing here, I'll bet you Nothing Fancy's new motorcycle about doesn't have that. I mean, has more than that on it. What was that again? 7,500? Yeah. It's like a new bike still. So he's switched the tires out, put these Bridgestones on. So anyway, yeah, you don't want to use those Dunlop tires. They're real crap. I seen them on eBay, and they're like, they only want like $40 with free shipping, so they can't be that good a tire. That's all you see, and you know, on there. The cheapest tires for this motorcycle that fit. See, they're Bridgestones, but they're wore off the center. So because I got it so cheap, this will give me the chance to get those Pirelli Angel GTs I want, the whole set, you know, for like a little about 300 something, you know. And they're really nice tires. From what I heard, they'll last 1,100 miles. 11,000, I mean. So, anyway, what's new on this side besides that? See, you can see how he scratched it. So I got the cover. Oh, yeah, and I got the whole fairing kit. Because I was calling them on Craigslist, you know, and the guy had a blue one and a white one. And the guy, right before I called this guy up, because you know he's not going to put a picture in there in Craigslist when it looks like this. So before I called him up, I talked to this guy with the blue one I was going to go see the same day. And I go, okay, just let me call this other guy up, this guy here. And he goes like, okay. He said, do you really want a blue one? And I says, no, really, I'm looking for a black one. So when I called this guy up, I said, what color are the rims? You know? And he said, black. And that's all I really wanted, because I didn't really want to do too much painting. So yeah, this right here, this fairing, if you look on eBay or online, you'll see these whole fairing kits. I mean, every piece, even the fender fairing, this gas tank fairing right here, see? It's just Velcroed on there with some clips and a bolt. Yep, that there, every little piece of fairing, even the windshield fairing, except for the windscreen itself, which you can get that, you know? So, yeah, I was really happy with it. Everything else is in good shape, you know, except for a couple cosmetic problems. That's about it. Runs like a racehorse. So as far as painting these wheels, I also seen a lot of these guys trying to tell you how to paint them, but nobody really knows how to paint them. The only way to paint these tires is with this stuff right here, epoxy paint. Yep, and don't go taking this paint off, because if you do, you're going to have to use like Aladine. If you have to use Aladine, you'll look and see like painting a Mercury Mariner engine, because they're aluminum too, and those guys, there must be like 10 steps you got to do just to get the paint to the painting, which again is this epoxy. So if you're just painting over this, yeah, you can see that I got both kinds of paint. I got that, and I got satin. See, look. This is satin, and this is gloss. Because the one guy said, oh no, that's going to look terrible, gloss rims. But you can see, it is gloss. It is gloss. I took the dirt off over there. It's gloss. They're gloss wheels, so I don't know what they're talking about. They're giving too much misinformation on the internet. You can even get disc brake paint for this. So then I got this, flame proof, which I used, which is another silica ceramic coating with epoxy too. So yeah, if you don't think you can paint this, this is the satin. It's not quite a flat, you know. So that, see, it doesn't quite match. That kind of matches more. So if you're going to paint these covers, you can paint them with this very high temperature epoxy. And yeah, it's good, weather resistant, rust and salt. And this here also will give it like that ceramic coating that you all want. Whatever you do, don't use Rust-Oleum. That stuff, I can scratch that off with my fingernails. So yeah, we'll be able to get the Pirelli tire on there in the front and the back. Now that we got extra money, we'll be able to get a whole new fairing kit, which we're going to get the matte black fairing kit and gloss black, so it's going to look like a Batman bike. We'll plug in all these plugs here. And first thing I went out and bought was this cover. See? Because of this problem here, but you could really fix that. Just paint it. If you look at that epoxy job I did, you know, when I'm showing you the best of epoxy, you can mix that with milled fiber and epoxy, build it up, sand it down, make sure you put some black pigment into the epoxy, and then you can sand down and it won't even matter. So anyway, I bought these sliders. See? Yeah, and I thought it was something they sold at White Castle, you know, when they said that. I had no idea that's what they're really for. They basically go right in here. See? So that way when the bike falls, you can see it won't get scratched. It'll hit this slider right here, which you can replace. They're relatively cheap. I think I got the set for like $10 or something I did. But again, the only problem is, see, these are coated where these are like oiled black, and they will rust right into the job, and then you'll have a bugger getting them out. So I get to replace these with stainless before I put it on. That's why it's so cheap. Now on the other side, you need this bracket here before you can put the other slider. See, I have two of them. So I bought them before I even picked the bike up. I gave them a down payment and picked it up the following week. So yeah, it doesn't need much. Just needs some cosmetics. And like I said, we're going to get these. Oh yeah, these paddock stands, bike stands. See this hole right here? There's a spool there. You'll see the other ones are like a piece of angle iron. It slips underneath your swing arm here, you know, like an L, and it scratches the whole bottom of your swing arm. You want these like spools you put on here, and then you'll see like these yokes on the paddock stands that you clamp right into there, and then you lift it up, and it's out of the way of everything. It doesn't get in the way like some people are having a problem with them swing arm paddock stands. Yep. Then you get a front paddock stand, which is totally different. Yep. Now you can see that tire is completely shot. That's what I mean. I bought the tire. I already said, yeah, you know, sounds good to me, you know. And I almost gave him what he wanted for it, you know. Then he goes, here, I'll take it for a spin yet. And I go, yeah, I'd like to see how it runs, you know, because I wanted to see him beat it, because I says, I don't feel too comfortable on it, just, you know, putting around in your drive here. So he takes it out in the driveway, and as soon as he gets out the driveway, he goes this way, you know. He goes out like this, and then he hooks it, but he's leaning sideways like this, and before he gets it up straight like this, he's cocked like this, he guns it, and then he goes, vroom, and he really tore this side up right in front of me while I'm trying to buy the bike. I already bought the bike. But he didn't hurt himself. I asked him like 10 times, and he even went to the hospital. He wasn't even hurt. But look at the mess he did. Let me turn that around so you can see. So yeah, when I got home, I was really sad because I figured this thing cost a fortune. And you know what? This thing, I got it on an eBay bid for $26. You know, bidded. Free shipping. The whole cover, that's the starter. And it's the alternator in there. Yep. And this here's the water pump, which I'm going to polish too. Man, is it windy out here. But look how bad he scratched it. And as soon as he did that, I just took right off what the heck that whole fairing kit cost. I mean, you get every piece. And then he busted it up here. See? I kind of felt sorry for him because, you know, his brother would really be mad. He scratched this all to pieces. So, yeah, it's total junk. So, that's the way it is, you know. That's the way it is. Everything else is in good shape. So, yeah, see how polished that is? It's pretty polished. So, I'm going to just, like, sand it down with, like, some 2 260 sandpaper, and then I'm going to paint it with this here epoxy paint. And I've had a lot of luck with this stuff. I even used this stuff called Rust-Oleum appliance paint, and I'm telling you, when you spray it, you'll feel the overspray. It gets on your skin, and it's really tacky stuff, worse than any paint you ever painted. But yeah, the only reason they use that powder coat, I had powder coats, you know, this is a truck, you know, I had those powder coated bumpers on here, right? You know, the big tube, what is it, 4-inch tube, dual tubes. And I'm telling you that once that stuff chips, that powder coat from like when they put the cinders down, that whole bumper was completely rusted out in less than a year because of the powder coat. Don't give me that stuff, that powder coat's good. You know what a powder coat's for? It's for somebody that's got a big corporation, and then all of a sudden the kids get all revved up about it because, oh look, powder coat, powder coat. No, it's EPA friendly. It's friendly to the environment because you don't get any overspray. And for people that run a big factory like that and make those bumpers, they have to powder coat them, or they use truckloads of this paint, and it's very, you know, it releases like fluorocarbons in the air, doesn't it? And it's not good. So the powder coat, the powder goes right on the metal, and they bake it, and there's no fumes, you know? Didn't you ever see that when you go to the gas station? They don't even want your gas coming out of your gas cap even. You follow me? So, what I'm saying is, you need to get one of these Rubbermaid rough decks. Yeah, you can leave them out in the rain too, and they won't get full of water for some reason. Even with this lip, the water will just run right off. Just make sure there's no cracks in it right around here. And then you can put all your bolts in there. When you take these bolts off, you want to put them in like in a plastic bag. Look at that one. That one's all chewed up. So I'm going to replace them with socket caps, stainless steel. Some guys are, oh, you can't do that because stainless steel isn't. Who cares? This is only what do they call this steel? It's just Japanese steel, not mild steel or machine steel. It's I can't remember, but it's mixed metal type stuff is what it is. So yeah, you can replace them with stainless steel. All it is this cover. You know, you got to use your head a little bit once in a while on your own, even though the rest of them go, oh no, you can't do that, because you know why. But you can stick these black bolts in that'll rust right into the socket in the frame, all right? You can put those in, no questions asked there, see? So, you know, they don't really know what they're talking about all the time. They just like to talk. So I don't really listen to any of their advice. Yep, and then back here, I also got this, it's just called a fender eliminator that he made up. And I bought one with the license plate LED light in it right here. See? And it's only 20 bucks for the license bracket and everything. See, because, you know, it has that big, like, thing that sticks way down in the back here. Well, now it looks a lot cleaner that way. You know what I mean? It has that big plastic thing. It probably broke off. He broke this too, see? He really hammered it. But then I got smoked turn signals for it, LED. I got the smoke tail light, and I got LED, smoked LED tail light, and I got this LED license plate light. Which the guy I bought it from says he ordered them special because the ones that they sell normally don't give off enough light to light the plate. Which anyway, by the way, this is illegal because it doesn't have a license plate light on it. Yep, there's the tire size right there written on the chain guard, so you have to have chain guard to be legal too. And yeah, now see that I got the money, they have these like 420 chain kits where you get the front sprocket and the back sprocket and a 420 chain, because that's the 425, and they say that you can lighten, say, 4 pounds of like your spring weight, which is I don't know, kinetic energy or something, and it's like they say with backpacking where you got like a pound on your feet is like 5 pounds in your pack. Same thing, a pound on it's like the wheels and the tires and the chain and the drive, it's like freaking 20 pounds, you know, on the bike. Yeah, it's what really makes it fly. Yep. So that's about it, not much. And these also on the end, I got some really nice bar ends. These also are sliders. And oh yeah, you can get, I got sliders for this, for these covers too. It bolts to this bolt right here, see? This bolt right here, and this bolt here. It goes like a Y, you know, here to here to here, and then it's got like another one of them rubber things going across the bottom here. It sticks out like that. That'll slide. Same thing on the other side. There's a slider for the other side. And also, he messed up the handbrake. Yep. So I had to get a new perch, which, like I said, I don't mean to use nothing fancy as an example, but those crazy dirt bikes he buys, I know about that. You can't get parts for them readily available like I could. I got a new perch here for like 20 bucks. Not a new one, but a really good new one, you know, from a used bike. You know, on auction for $23, because I think he bent the perch. That's why it's doing that, see? So I got that, and then I got these shorty gold anodized instead of the silver. That way it'll match this fork tube. And I got that because it's shorty for like 2 fingers. It's supposed to be faster. See, I only need 1 finger. And like I'm putting a stock clutch in there, so we're not putting heavy duty springs in it. We don't need that stuff. Just it's harder to pull in then. And with the shorter one, I'll be able to shift faster, you know, like boom, boom, real fast. So I'm telling you, this thing's really smooth riding. It's not at all like a Harley vibrating and putting your hands asleep and all. You'd really like this bike. I'm telling you, it's Suzuki's #1 selling bike. I mean, you know, the fastest bike they sell is that Hayabusa. That's supposed to do 240 miles an hour out of the box. Just look at it. Haybusa. Hayabusa. Very fast bike. Oh, look it up on YouTube. Watch him. The son of a bitch is moving down the highway over 240. If he ain't moving that fast, I don't know what he's doing, because the rest are doing, what, 120 or something when he flies right on by. So yeah, this will do it for me, man. This will do it. And it's kind of winter, it's November, so I got plenty of time to do that. And I'm going to change my own tires because they're tubeless. And then I'm going to paint them real nice. You can see the messed up stuff on them already. See? Right there's a big nasty one. Right here, look at this one. See? So, yeah, when you put this epoxy on, you'll see. Oh, yeah, and then this flame-resistant paint. I don't know if you've seen any of my other videos, like the mini bike, where I wrap the headers. I'm going to wrap the headers, right? I'm going to paint them orange in there so you won't even see them as much as you thought you would with the orange. But you got to paint them or they'll start to rust. But they're in perfect shape, because, like, the bike really wasn't even run. It's more or less like somebody didn't know what they were doing or take the time to learn. And so when I wrap it with the fiberglass, I'll paint it with this stuff here, wrap it 2,000 degrees, see that? Fahrenheit. And I'll wrap it with the fiberglass like I did with my mini bike pipe. There's 4 pipes in there. Oh, this thing will be so powerful. That gives it more power even too, because it creates like a, you know, like a Dyson vacuum cleaner. You know, it creates so the gases are sucked out even more. Not exactly like a Dyson, though. It's not a vacuum cleaner. You just got to learn to realize all things are the same. Also, these hose cables, this is just like a fiberglass thing over top of the hose. That's just a stupid rubber hose. I don't trust that. I'm going to get silicone rubber hoses, and they're red. So, you know, silicone hoses are the best. I put silicone wiper blades on this Tacoma, and I was running to wiper blades every, twice a year with those stupid stock Toyota wiper blades. Once I put the silicone wiper blades on, I've never had a problem with them since. And like I said, everything is the same. You just got to learn to relate things to other things. You just can't go like, Oh, he's telling us how to paint a Mercury Mariner outboard engine. Geez, what's that have to do with painting rims on a sports bike? You know, that guy there, you need to explain to him that they're very similar. They're both made out of aluminum. You know? And practically, when it's in marine environment, it actually has to be done better than a bunch of wheels. You're going to be telling me that some boat sitting down in the Chesapeake Bay in all these storms and stuff, that these tires are going through more abuse than that? Aluminum? No. No. The best stuff for abuse is stainless steel. Yep, it's way better than brass even. I mean, I've seen the brass. It turns all gray and, green and pitty. That's not good stuff either. I mean, it's way better than regular steel. Will just turn into dust in no time. Yep. And then you can actually get stainless steel braided brake cables for it. Relatively priced, cheap. So I'll be working on it all winter because, I can't ride it. There's where the pipes go up through, see, and I'll be painting them that orange. But it doesn't matter if they're painted orange. There'll only be little places. I'm going to wrap them with what's called copper. The copper colored fiberglass tape. Yeah, you want to wrap them pipes. And then I'm going to polish all this aluminum up too with a polishing wheel. Yep. So there it is, my bike.